Powerblock has been perfecting their adjustable dumbbell design for nearly 30 years, but I think their Pro 100 EXP might be their best one yet that combines all the best features into pretty much everything you want in a home gym adjustable dumbbell. The Pro 100 EXP features Powerblock's signature expandable cage system that goes from 5 to 100 pounds in 2.5-pound increments, urethane-coated plates that are quieter and more durable than the steel versions, a magnetic selector pin for quick weight changes, a beefy knurled handle, and the ability to convert the weights into a kettlebell or even a barbell with their accessory ecosystem. There's definitely some serious appeal here with the tried and true square design of these dumbbells. And again, the fact you can start with a 40-pound version and expand up to 100 pounds over time as you get stronger. But the square design and weight distribution might not be for everyone, so let's check it out. All right, so Powerblock dumbbells. These are one thing we haven't yet reviewed on the channel. Powerblock has been around for nearly 30 years, and they have had this cage style design. The nice thing about the square and why they do this is a couple reasons. One, probably structural integrity. Two, the fact that it doesn't roll around on the floor, which is really nice. Again, this is the Pro 100 EXP. 100 meaning the weight capacity. You can actually see the weights listed on the end here, which is one nice touch they add. EXP means expandable. They have two different expandable versions. They have the Elite 90 USA or Elite USA 90, one way or the other. It's a up to 90-pound set. Looks very similar to this. The major differences are going to be it only goes to 90. It does not have the urethane coating that this EXP 100 has. That is one of the benefits here. It is super quiet, super durable. If you like to, set your dumbbells down, it has that urethane coating all around the outside, so it's not going to get damaged. And this one goes again up to 100, from 5 to 100 in 2.5-pound increments. Just the base handle here. This is 5 pounds. You'll actually see on the bottom here, there's these little circular cylindrical slots, and we have 2.5-pound adder weights. There's a little mechanism here to where these can get dropped in. If you add 2 of them, that's a 5-pound increment, 2.5 and 2.5. In addition to the handle, you can have a 10-pound handle. Just know that depending on the combination of 2.5 plus your 5-pound handle is how you go from 5 all the way up to 100 in 2.5-pound increments. The one thing about these is because they lock into the bottom here, they inherently are a little, let's say, lopsided when it comes to the weight distribution. This is me trying to rotate it left and right. It'll just fall down to the heaviest point where those weights are. As you can imagine, if you take one out, then it kind of wants to pull gravitationally towards that one side. I would just be aware when you buy Powerblocks, the weight distribution is going to be one of the things you need to keep in mind. But I do like at least having the option to go in 2.5-pound increments, because if I didn't have that option and I had to go just in 5 or 10-pound increments, I probably wouldn't like it as much. This is not to knock them. This is just kind of the outcome of the design. There's a little actual red tab switch on the top, which is how you lock and unlock these. You can take them out. I usually leave them out strictly because then this base handle at 5 pounds is the most evenly distributed. Again, since there's no cradle, all the weight increments from the handle at 5, all the way up to 100 pounds are just sitting here on these little brackets and braces. So each weight is its own just 10-pound little bracket thing that slides into the greater grouping of brackets. On the handle itself too, it shows you what the weight increments are. I know this might be a little bit difficult to see, but it tells you what colors correspond to what weight increments. So it makes it pretty easy to figure out, okay, 40 pounds is orange. Let's slide both sides into the orange. And now 40 is engaged. There we go, 40 pounds. Same thing, you want to adjust it very quickly from 40 to 90 at the pink or magenta or whatever that is. Now 90 is locked in like that. And if anything ever breaks, it's going to be this thing. And this, we're talking about like a super cheap, easy, simple repair. not a whole new set of dumbbells. The other things about this Pro 100 EXP is their expandable lines actually start in different increments. This one starts at 40 pounds, meaning you could just buy the 40-pound version, and the 40-pound version is $539. So that means you could start with just this. This is exactly what you would receive. $539. You have the handle, 2.5 pound increments, up to 40 pounds. And as you get stronger and or determine you want to keep adding more, they have 20-pound increments you can buy them in. So you can buy a 40-pound version. You can add on to the 40 to get to the 60. You can add on to the 60 to get to the 80, 80 to the 100. So it's really nice that you can kind of customize this to your strength levels and or training needs. The other main feature I would say of this is the knurled handle. It is a big, beefy knurled handle, 38 millimeters. This is quite a bit bigger than most dumbbells that you're used to. I would say the knurling is about medium knurling. Overall, a very durable dumbbell. Why you would want this versus others, or why you wouldn't want this, is going to be up to your training style. You want these specifically for those quick changing, long-term durability, and a product that's been tried and true over time. Why you wouldn't want these is because potentially you want a dumbbell that feels more like an actual dumbbell in your hands, meaning that the weight distribution is more even, a little more centrifugal force feels normal, especially when you're doing dynamic movements, things like flies, things like curls, maybe even overhead or dumbbell pressing potentially. But anything where the weight is really, weight or wrist or elbows or really moving is where you kind of notice it more with these dumbbells versus I would say a more round adjustable dumbbell. The other thing people don't potentially like about this is the cage design. This has not bothered me at all because it doesn't hit my wrists whatsoever. There's plenty of room. On some of their other dumbbells though, they do have an additional 2 supporting bars here, kind of like these bars at the bottom and probably spaced very evenly. They have them at the top here, which if you're doing something like I'm showing, I would actually be hitting the inside. So that is some other complaints when it comes to Powerblocks. Now, the last thing I want to mention is comparison to other options quickly. You basically kind of have to pick 3 of 4 things, being price, durability, speed of change, and feels like a normal dumbbell. So with these, the pick 3 is durability, price, and speed of change. Doesn't really feel like a normal dumbbell, but all things considered, the price is on par with other quality 100-pound-ish versions. The Rep and Pepin Fast Series dumbbells have a similar price range. You can actually go a lot cheaper by doing things like Iron Master adjustable dumbbells, but then you lose on the speed of change for those. Although it feels like a normal dumbbell, it's super durable and the price is great. And then we've actually reviewed something recently like the Bolt Fitness Revolver adjustable dumbbells, which probably don't have the greatest durability, but price is there, speed of change is there, normal, traditional, more to dumbbell feel is there as well. So it kind of just depends on your preference and your options depending on which way you want to go. So guys, that's it for today's review of the Powerblock Pro 100 EXP adjustable dumbbells. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'll be happy to answer, at least try. Thanks for tuning in to Jungle Gym Reviews. We'll see you next time. Take it easy. Peace.